how do you take a serious felony, a second-degree felony, and get it reduced to a B misdemeanor, which is life-changing for people? So the way you do it is you ask the right questions and you give the prosecutor the right information. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through how I did that and helped a recent client. Hey, this is Travis Christiansen with Greater Zion Law by Boyack Christiansen in Southern Utah. And on this channel, I break down real cases, real advice, real tips and tricks about the law. So if you find this helpful, hit that subscribe button so that you can see something. Because if this doesn't ring true to you all the time, there might be something that will as I continue to produce content and give you some of this kind of insight. Because you never know, you might be able to even share it with a family friend. So let me set the stage a little bit. So here's what's going on. I had a client recently charged with a second-degree felony. A second-degree felony carries between 1 to 15 years in the Utah State Prison, most likely a permanent criminal record that they're going to have a very hard time expunging. Best case, they're looking at years of probation and problems and conflict with those kind of things. So, client's terrified, and for good reason. So they came to me, they hired us, and so here's what we did. So I went and I sat down, actually it was a phone call, but I got in touch with the prosecutor, and we did a couple of things. First off, we asked questions. We asked questions about the strength of the evidence. We asked questions about the validity of the search. We asked questions about, more details about the circumstances that maybe weren't in the nuance of the police reports and those sorts of things. We asked those questions and, did the intent of my client and what happened there really meet the elements of a second-degree felony? And the prosecutor kind of started thinking, maybe not. So then I gave them relevant information. I gave them background information about my client, greater context about what maybe was going on in that situation that the prosecutor didn't know about, that the police didn't know about, that was able to help and provide that additional information to strengthen that. So the prosecutor, when they looked at it, it kind of became a turning point. It was not just about this crime that they felt had committed, but the facts and the context around it. And it went from being about punishment, they realized this is a case that a felony didn't make any sense at all. And so they moved from wanting to punish somebody and send a message and knock them down to something that was fair, that was right, that was going to help the situation and do the right thing. So basically it went from potential prison time to a manageable, likely a little bit of probation, community service kind of an outcome. So the lesson here is this. The questions you ask matters. How you ask those questions matter. How you present your evidence, your side of the story matters. And I find that if I can do a lot of that, confidentially, privately with the prosecutors instead of making them look stupid in court, I get great results for my clients. So when you line that stuff up correctly, it can really change the trajectory of a case. It did in this case. That's a second-degree felony to a B misdemeanor. It's a major difference. So, hey, if you found this helpful at all, please like, subscribe, share it with somebody you may know on to hear it. And if you're currently facing charges or know someone that is, please have them get in touch with an attorney that can help solve their situation and make it better for them.